What up, y'all? And welcome to another Be Real with D Real, where entertainment is what I do. And today, hey, that's what we talking about today. Victory, victory. But I'm not getting ready to celebrate and talk smack because we still got the divisional round to get past. And we owe the Buffalo Bills a bit of a, if you know what I'm saying, from earlier in the season. We done, you know what I'm saying? We coming. Get ready. But before I get into what I want to talk about, I am going to ask what I always ask for you guys to comment, like, and subscribe to the page and share the page. Keep sharing the page because it's moving on up like the Jeffersons, you know what I'm saying? So, but we want to keep it moving on up, you know what I'm saying? And a word to you clout chasers, or you people who think this is clout chasing, okay? You got to build your subscriber base some kind of way. Okay, so, you know, it ain't got to be on the back of nobody else, but if people showing you love, they're showing you love. But I digress. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page. What I want to talk about today, or rather more specifically, who I want to talk about today is T'Chaka. Now, rhetorical question. What do you know about T'Chaka? Other than the fact that in every iteration he has appeared in, he is a martyr. Yeah. He dies, and his death galvanizes T'Challa to learn all he can physically and mentally so that he can be perhaps the greatest Black Panther of them all. Debatable. But I mean, T'Challa's T'Challa, and he does what he does. But what do we know? And when I say what do we know, of course I'm talking to you casuals. I ain't talking to my T'Challa faithful, my pro recast folk. I know most of y'all understand a lot about T'Chaka. Okay, so for those of you that aren't in the know, let me take this edutainment a little bit slow. T'Chaka is the chieftain, or was the chieftain of Wakanda, who ascended to the throne after the death of his father, Azuri the Wise. His origin story has been retconned as such that during World War II, he teamed up with Captain America to fight, and Captain America and Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos fought alongside both of those guys against Master Man Warrior Woman. Any of y'all used to read Invaders comics. Master Man, you know what? I'm gonna show you a picture. Master Man and Warrior Woman. Yeah, this is who T'Chaka and Captain America and Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos had to square off against, because they ain't just, you know, not, they got, both of them got superhuman strength, you know, stronger than Captain America, so they give him a run. And it was depicted in a story. It was a miniseries. I believe it was a 4-issue miniseries. 4-issue miniseries. Flags of Our Fathers. And T'Chaka don't have no problem using lethal weapons. Now, later on, and this was the 1940s. Then in the 1950s, he's also responsible for Cap getting the vibranium that went into his shield to make his circular shield, because at that time he was still rocking with the triangular shaped shield. But anyway, in 1959, T'Chaka got kidnapped by an organization called Icon, which is kind of like the Russian version of Hydra. And their plan was, you know, by kidnapping him to weaken, you know, Wakanda's power base and all of that kind of stuff, so then they could eventually pillage them for weapons and technology. But Nick Fury at that time had a group of Avengers that went in and kind of saved the day. But then after that event, then we're led up to the event where Ulysses Claw comes to Wakanda, demands that T'Chaka give him vibranium. He says no. Claw kills him. This has been retconned in the Reginald Hudlin version, and then even later in the latest volume of Black Panther, to where T'Chaka put up a little more of a fight. Because in Fantastic Four, number 53, he's just like, give me the vibranium. No. Pow! And that's the end of it. It's like, ain't this dude a Black Panther? How come he's just getting capped for GP? You know, at that time, it was just to push the story and tell the story of T'Challa. We didn't really care anything about T'Chaka. But anyway, in the Reginald Hudlin run, Claw is a little more deft, a little more dangerous, and he's more of a hitman and an assassin than he is just a mercenary. And he manages to steal into the palace and assassinate. Well, after a fight, he manages to assassinate T'Chaka. Then they kind of combine those two versions in the latest version of Black Panther, and T'Chaka puts up more of a fight. Matter of fact, T'Chaka battles in his Panther habit and tries to fight Claw's mercenaries off. But Claw draws down on young T'Challa, and in order to save T'Challa, T'Chaka sacrifices his life. Other than this, what else do we know about T'Chaka? T'Chaka likes the ladies because T'Chaka had a wife. T'Chaka had, and it's not really made clear. It's just obviously the woman who was T'Challa's mother died in childbirth. Okay, Nyami, I believe was her name. Don't give me the lion, but you know what? I can look at that right here. Bam. Yeah, Nyami. Nyami is T'Challa's mommy. Anywho, she died in childbirth. After that, T'Chaka adopted Hunter. Okay, let's, Angelina Jolie does it. So why can't we do it in reverse? I'm going to adopt me a little white person. Anyways, then he had Jakara, and that was another of T'Challa's half brothers, who eventually ends up getting mutated, turned into this monster because he was exposed to raw vibranium. So those are kind of T'Chaka's claim to fame. He had 3 sons and a daughter, and 2 of those 3 sons is mad as a March hare. And it seems like a lot of T'Chaka's story is being retroactively incorporated into this latest Black Panther cinematic project, because it just seems like that's all they want T'Chaka to be good for is dying. Eventually, you can't change the fact that in order for there to be, that's kind of like, it would be like if Thomas and Martha Wayne never died. You don't have that catalyst that pushes him off into, vigilanteism or whatever you want to call it, becoming a Dark Knight, whatever you call it. So T'Chaka's death is the event that inspires, that drives T'Challa. So what is T'Chaka good for? T'Chaka's good for more than just dying. T'Chaka's good for inspiration. In every iteration of T'Chaka that we see, Even for all the way back through the Jack Kirby version. He was a brave man. He was a stern man. He was a man who didn't back up no matter what you brought at him. Because in Fantastic Four, he ain't even got on a Panther habit. Matter of fact, he's dressed up, he's got on ceremonial, traditional African gear, with the feathers and the grass skirts and all of that. But he's still looking at all these folks with guns like, no, y'all can't have no vibranium. Me personally, I would really like to see more of T'Chaka, like back in the day, like what they did with that Flags of Our Father storyline where him and Cap teamed up and Agents of Atlas. I would like to see more of him. He can't just have had 2 adventures and then just said, okay, I'm hanging up the Panther habit. I ain't doing no stuff like that no more. Can we see some more T'Chaka adventures? Since we're gonna murder off T'Challa, how about a T'Chaka story? With your World of Wakanda thing that you're talking about doing on Disney Plus, can we see a flashback of T'Chaka in action? What y'all think about that, Marvel Studios? Can we make that happen? Yo, realist, what do y'all think? Can we get a T'Chaka story, a respectful T'Chaka story, a story that don't make T'Chaka look like a scrub or a brother killer? Hey, tell me what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I am, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Go Chiefs!